Yo, 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 what it do? This your boy Bone the Mac checking in from the great state of Texas.
Hey, I'm NK from Richmond, Virginia, and we're checking in on Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us here today.
Hey, what's going on, man? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted.
Industry's Most
Big Industry's Most Wanted, not the little one. Listen, I got two superstars checking in today, out here working, doing their thing on the ground. We're going to do ladies first. Shout out to NK, all the way from VA. How you doing, love?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. And, of course, my homie, my brother from another who I've known for years and years and years, Bone the Mac, out of Texas.
Finally.
Bruh, long overdue, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you know, that's real quickly, that's the power of the internet, right? You're able to connect with people, work with them for years, and not have actually even met them face to face.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, but long overdue. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you got to see the OG because you guys did work together.
Man, this crazy seeing Bigger. Like, like seeing him, like, oh, you know, I mean, I still get starstruck. Like the first time I met him, we were in Hollywood. Yeah. And we were coming from it was a Hitman DJ event.
Yes. Shout out to the Hitman DJs.
And we were walking back from the Hitman DJ event, and it was we were in Hollywood. It was me, him, City, and one of his DJs, and he walked back with us chill for like 3 hours before the BET Awards. That was my first time meeting Bigger Record, and he was just talking. He was just giving so much game. I'm trying, and you know, I had just got signed, so I was young. I was first, so I'm just sitting there just trying to absorb everything. Like, okay, he's talking about this, like, how can I, you know what I mean? Like,
Bigger be dropping them gems.
But you know, and this was like, not like where usually when he drops a gem when it's a bunch of people. Right. This was a private, like a one-on-one. You know what I mean? So I'm really trying to catch all of them. Like,
facts, man, absolutely. And Bigger's one of those type of people. Let's just give Bigger his flowers real quick because he deserves. Bigger's 63 years old, 62, 63.
Oh wow.
He was today. I was pretty shocked.
Yeah. I was telling her, Bigger is the all. You know what I mean?
He is, you know, and it's like he deserves his flowers. So I'm glad you guys got to see him while you're here today. But let's just dive into it. Miss NK, the beautiful and lovely. She all loverly over there. I see skin is glistening and popping. Yes, ma'am. Give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Thank you. I obviously don't look like what I've been through. I am from Richmond, Virginia, and I am a psych nurse practitioner. Yeah. That's what I do every day. But I'm also the owner of Surviving Andre. Yes. And I created this this year, actually, because 3 years ago I got scammed by a guy called Andre Van, a.k.a. Geppetto Jackson, Maga Jackson. He has a lot of names.
Right, because wasn't he claiming to be in the Jackson family?
Yes,
it was all a claim, y'all. Don't fall for the okie doke.
It was fake. Yeah, it was fake, guys, and that's why I'm here today. We plan to go to every state and talk about this guy. He's been doing this for 20 years, scamming people for 20 years or more. And he claimed he was Jermaine Jackson's son, literally claimed the whole Jackson family. Well, we figured out that that was a lie. Yeah. But long story short, Andre Van stole $400,000 from me and my family, left us broke for dead.
Oh my gosh!
And it's been a journey, but I'm strong. I'm here to speak my truth, and I won't rest till justice is served.
Absolutely, and that's what we have to do. Like we were talking before we went live, is like we have to learn to be more like outward versus inward. We have to let it out. You have to speak your truth, because when you hold it in, that's when you get anxiety, you get stressed out, depression. You know, gain weight. Like there's so many things that can come along. It's not good for our health. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of pain, guilt. For a long time, I thought it was my fault, but all I was trying to do was actually serve. So literally he first of all came to me as Megan Walsh, so he took her identity. So they had this little fling after I came out of jail 2021, and he's dating her. Unfortunately, at the same time, her father John Walsh. You know John Walsh?
Yes.
Yeah. America's Most Wanted.
America's Most Wanted. I'm Industry's Most
Yes,
Wanted.
you are.
That's where the spinoff is.
Yes.
Okay, so real quick, shout out to John Walsh, America's Most Wanted.
Yes.
That's where the spinoff. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, John, you inspired this.
No,
Yes,
facts, absolutely.
yes. So I've been watching John Walsh since I was a kid,
Yeah,
right?
because he has a story.
Yes, I'm like, this guy's catching some bad folks. This is in Nigeria. I'm watching him. Fast forward 1998, I show up in America. I'm still watching him like every Saturday. No, I won't work because I want to watch him.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2021, his daughter Megan reaches out to me. We're in a group, saving the children kind of thing. And my grandmother in Nigeria has literally fostered and adopted 300 children.
Wow.
She's 100.
Bless her
Shout
heart.
out to Blessing. Blessing Bassey Duke, my grandmother in Nigeria. Her birthday is going to be in October, and she'll be 100 years old.
That's
woman,
such a blessing.
yeah,
My grandma just turned 100, so bless their hearts.
Yes,
Yes, shout out to the 100-year-old grannies.
But she inspired me, and all we do is take care of kids,
Yeah.
literally. She's 100, living with 40-something kids. The whole family
Bless her
takes care
heart.
of them.
Wow.
So when Megan reaches out to me, I'm thinking, yeah, this is something my family taught me to do.
Yeah.
So instincts, I'm like, okay, I'll help you. Starts with buy T-shirts. We're trying to make sure we keep the kids together. So in other words, John was taking Megan's children.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to get involved in that, but he was claiming she was an incompetent mother, and so he's taking her children. So we're trying to help her keep her kids.
Yeah.
Not knowing that it was freaking Andre Van.
It was all a scam.
It was a scam. He was acting like her. Now, I don't believe Megan was involved. She might have known, but not to the extent that, because she didn't get the money.
Right.
He got all the money from me. So he uses her, basically gets the money. It started with $5,000. I gave a donation. Then it starts with, okay, I'm creating this whole story, and this person's going to pay me. So within 3 weeks, Megan Walsh has gotten almost $100,000 from me.
Wow.
I'll pay you back. And I'm thinking, this is John Walsh's daughter. If
Yeah.
he catches the bad guys, she's definitely not taking my money.
Right, absolutely.
But if it were the real Megan Walsh, it wouldn't have played that way. So we come to find out that Andre took her identity over. So when I asked for my money back, he literally killed the whole facade of Megan. Oh, Megan tells me, oh, I'm suicidal. Andre steps in. Oh, I'm here to save the day.
Oh, my
Megan's
gosh.
pregnant for me. I'm going to save my baby, save her children. And he just continued to take my money. At that point, it was one thing after the other. Now, check this out. He has this woman acting like his manager. Her name is Juanita Carreta McDonald. Guys, make sure you check that woman. She's more dangerous than Andre.
Wow.
So she's 70 years old. She
What?
she says, I'm his manager.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she owns.
And how old is he?
He's like 40 now. He's going to be 40. So she's like, he's like my son. I'm his manager. I do his music. We're going to pay you. Yes, Megan, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing, green screen, man. Green screen. Comes to find out they were actually in a relationship.
What?
They were in a relationship. In fact, he just got bailed out of jail and she bailed him. So between both of them, I'm emotionally entrapped for 6 months. 400,000 down the drain. Gone. While he was doing this, he started singing Maga Jackson. He invented himself again as Maga Jackson. So he's singing to Trump supporters.
Oh my gosh.
Doing cameos, even had Trump's son do a cameo for him. So of course I'm thinking, okay, this is real.
Yeah.
You know? The worst part is this piece of you know what decides that he's going to steal a Trump seal, put it on a letter, and claim that Trump hired him to go on the rallies with him. He's the Trump artist. So he uses the Michael Jackson Trump connection and literally sends this letter to my husband and I and to a few other people. I mean, who's bold enough to do that? Claims that he will pay me February 2022. That day came and passed, no money. So on my birthday, I prayed. I said, Lord, you got to tell me, is this guy's March 11th, my birthday, a lady comes up, says, if this guy's ever asked you for money, he's a scammer. And literally this hell has not stopped till now. We're still going through it.
So has there, up until this point, been any like real deal legal action taken against him for all these people that he's stole money from?
Honey, they're under thousands, millions of dollars. He literally came out of jail 2021 in like July. By October, he was stealing my money and stealing other people's money at the same time. He got a guy called Trent for $140,000 while he's stealing my own money. Has nothing to show for it. So this is what he does. He'll ask you for your money, saying he's doing a deal with you, write a contract. Where there's a contract, when he steals your money, when you try to pursue him, he'll say, oh, you know, it's a civil matter.
Yeah, we have a contract in place.
Yeah. And basically it's a bad deal gone bad. But with me, the luck I had was, first things first, for women, he would usually love scam them.
Yeah.
Then he'll probably take pictures and put on the internet. He's horrible, man, very horrible. But with me, it wasn't that way. He came as Megan Walsh. If he came as Maggie Jackson, there's nothing I would have to say with him. There's really nothing.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm Nigerian. I just came here to work. That's what. Take care of people. That's it. So I'm not starstruck at all.
Right, me neither.
I know. So he wouldn't have had any way to take my money. And people ask, well, why did you give him so much money? I thought he was really saving children.
Yeah.
That's it. So I didn't have a contract. So it's like extortion, pretty much. But no legal action. He has been to jail 2 times. It was for his probation. This guy's on probation until 2046.
Where is he currently? You said it in Tampa.
Yeah, so he actually was in jail August 1st. He was incarcerated for violation of probation. And literally, it's me. I've been through four probation officers with this guy.
I can't believe that more people aren't aware, because when you talked to me about it and we did the article, of course, I went to Google and I Googled his name, and there were stuff popping up about him, you know, scamming people and taking people's money. And I think, if anything, people just need to take more precaution. For you, it was different because he came as an alter ego, like a different identity. That in it, he really sold you on it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that anytime people approach you with that stuff, we got to super do our homework, you know?
Well, the thing is, he assumes different identities.
Right.
So even when he's meeting women online, that's his main thing. He meets women online. He loves scams them. It's usually older women, and they have children. So, they're vulnerable.
Of course.
And then he acts like he's going to be a father to this woman and literally takes every dime. You know, it'd be okay if he stole 100,000, 200,000, whatever.
No, that wouldn't be okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, but to take everything, like he has told people to. He asked the woman, literally, her daughter just died. He asked her, did your daughter have a will? And basically he has asked people to sell deceased family member stuff to pawn it for him.
Man.
I mean, he has no soul. It's terrible.
I was about to say, it sounds like he's not even human.
I don't think
he
so.
has zero conscience.
The lights are out. The lights are out.
It's sad. And my dad is in his 70s, and I always talk to my dad about this kind of stuff. I'm like, if people call you and ask you for stuff, because like you said, people be older, they be a little bit more vulnerable.
Yeah, they're actually
they're not hip with what goes on out there because it didn't happen when they were younger, right? Yeah. I tell my dad, I'm like, don't fall for any of that, because 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a scam. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad that the world is that way, but I'm so glad. What made you finally decide to say, you know what, I got to take a stand. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to talk about this?
Yeah, so when it happened at first, I tried to report to police, Henrico County, Richmond, where I live. I was too depressed. I mean, I have gone through stuff in my life, but this was the worst. It was literal hell. So I closed that case, and then I actually forgave him. So the judge ordered him to go learn how to work in rehab. He said he had found Jesus. He was acting like he was. But guess what? He turned it around. He says, well, I'm in rehab for sex addiction and alcohol. He doesn't even drink.
Wow.
So he starts there. Then he says, oh, I want to get. So by this time, Megan's had a baby.
Yeah.
John Walsh has taken all her babies, but he leaves the one she had with Andre Van. He did not take that baby. That baby is in foster care right now in Florida. And Andre has made so much money off of that little girl. I think she's maybe a year or 2 years old. My God. People have given him money all over for this child. And he hasn't even seen his other children.
He's out there spending it on himself.
On himself, literally. And then he knows if you talk about children. So for me, what made me stand up was he steals from children. He's stealing from children. And then I met...
That's so bothersome.
Yeah, I met this lady who, for 2 years, she was in a relationship with him. And then in January, her eyes finally opened where I become like sisters. And she told me one story. She said, he stole her son's computer, literally. And I was like, this is it. And then I thought he had stopped when he says, I'll pay you back, NK. I promise I'll pay you back, NK. Boom. December, a 21-year-old girl comes and she says he took her money. It was only $1,000, but she couldn't eat. She couldn't do anything.
For some people, that's like their life savings. There are people out here who literally have $1,000 to their name, and it's just frustrating.
And she was suicidal. Now, I have a 21-year-old son, and I'm like, no, this has to stop.
Yeah.
And so January this year, I started seeking legal proceedings. I cannot speak about it.
Sure.
But we are in court.
Good for you.
And I'm going to win.
Listen, I know that's right. Listen, you heard what she said, right? Listen, I'm so proud of you for standing up to this because it will absolutely consume you. We go through stuff in life, but when someone takes advantage of your good heart, it's like it crushes you.
Amen.
Let me ask you this. For people out there who are going through maybe something similar, right? Maybe not the exact scenario, but something similar. On a day-to-day basis, when you were in the midst of it, like in the thick of it, how did you get yourself through each day? Like, what did you do to try to keep yourself uplifted and positive? Because it's difficult to do that when you're going through those type of situations.
Yeah, so for me, I've been a psych registered nurse for 17 years.
Wow.
And I've had to tell people how they could take themselves out of this is the same hole. It's pain.
Yes.
It's just a different story.
Yes.
And I found out that I had to tell myself the same advice.
There you go. People. There you go.
And this is when I said to myself, this is when you know you truly believe in what you say.
Yeah.
And I literally became my own healer, believe it or not.
I love that.
I didn't have any money, and there are no coincidences in life. I found a job right at the time all my money was gone. I had to work really hard. I was actually suicidal. I've never been suicidal ever in my life, but I felt suicidal.
Yeah.
I would never take my life, but I now realize what my clients have told me all these years. It is real.
Yes.
So I'm here to make sure that no one, as best as possible, will ever go through that.
Absolutely, because I feel like people who are suicidal, I really try to understand why, and I can because, again, we all go through stuff, and sometimes I feel like people feel like it'd just be easier if I wasn't here.
Yes.
Let me go to sleep and not wake up.
Yes.
Because there are days where I get depressed or stressed out, and all I want to do is go to sleep because I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Yeah. And I've literally been able, like, I'm from a third world country.
Yeah.
You know, being in America is like one of the best things that has happened to me. I literally can get anything I put my mind to.
Yes, ma'am.
But when it came to that Andre situation, like, I go to the gas station, my card isn't working because he literally cleaned out our accounts.
It puts you in like humiliating situations.
Exactly. And then I have my family looking at me like, hey,
what are you doing with all your money? Right.
Really? Plus, I'm like, wait a minute. What happened here? I have people looking at me like, wow, we thought better of you. They just didn't understand.
They didn't understand.
But then also I came to realize that I don't care what people understand.
Or what they think.
What they think. So immediately I put myself in that mindset. Oh, it was so easy. Me of before, I wouldn't be sitting here. Now I'm like, oh, where is the mic? Let me talk about it.
But because you know what my thought and takeaway on some of that is yeah, it hurts that he took money from you, but money's replaceable.
Exactly.
Our life is not. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like, if people want to come steal from me, not that it makes me happy, but I can replace all that stuff.
And
I can't replace
will.
me.
I will.
Yes, and will.
He
Yes,
knows.
100%. But you're still here to talk about it, and you're probably stronger than ever, right?
Trust me, what I plan to do, what is the goal for surviving Andre? Somehow, again, no coincidences, I met Bone. Man, I've been smiling since Bone and I have been friends. And somehow it has helped all of us heal. I'll let him say how this has helped him. But what our goal is, Andre started scamming people since he was 18. I've had so many people reach out to me to tell me, you're so brave.
You are.
And I didn't even know that.
You are. Listen, that's why I'm like, I'm proud of you.
Thank you
because
so much.
I got to know your journey before we met in person through Bone. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for you to take a stand, that takes a lot of bravery.
Honestly.
A lot, because some people are fearful.
I mean,
We
he
can't-
has threatened people. He's a coward. He hasn't.
He's like, yeah, he's not going, he ain't about that life.
Yeah, he ain't
all you
about
know
that
is
life.
scamming.
Oh,
you ain't gonna do nothing to nobody.
You can't even work in McDonald's. Honey, I mean, he's threatened me once, but I got a marina at home. Don't try me, bro.
No, that's facts.
Bro, don't try me.
Nah, facts. You don't want to go there.
Yes. So he's a beta man, male.
Yeah.
He won't do that. However, people actually, he puts the fear
in
God
their heart. Absolutely.
Yes. So unfortunately, I told him, I said, look, when you tied your destiny with me, you made a big mistake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because my grandmama she has sowed her seed already. You're not playing with my family. And one big thing we did, the first, and I'll say this, one thing we did was the first time Bone came to do my documentary, we picked a date, was totally random.
Yeah.
And then somehow the universe set me up to meet the Jacksons. This was in June. They haven't been to Richmond, Portsmouth, Virginia since 1972.
Oh, wow.
And these guys come. Somehow, Bones with me, we figure it out. We head on to Portsmouth, and I found myself in the dressing room with the Jackson, like
See how the stars aligned? It is because
Honey.
you're a good person.
God is good.
God is good, and He'll continue to bless you because
Yes.
you're out here doing right by people.
Thank you. And this was just June, and when I talked to them, I put a big death blow in his hustle. So you
I
can't,
know that's right.
honey, I told the Jacksons, I pointed at three of them, I said, only you guys can stop this. And I said, I put the mantle in your hands. I'm tired. I told them,
I know that's right.
You might be the Jackson brothers. All I see is three men that can help us victims to stop this. I said, because I'm tired.
Is this guy on social media to your knowledge?
Who? Andre?
Yeah.
Right now, he's not, because the judge is kicking his ASS.
Yeah.
So he's not allowed. He was allowed to go. He was everywhere.
Wow.
He was on podcasts everywhere, like claiming to be a Jackson. So since we went to talk to the Jacksons, he has not been able to claim their name, because now they know.
Thank God.
But he's claimed them since he was like 18. Literally claim he's a Jackson when he has a mother in Boston.
Listen, there are some.
The hell?
There was a guy out here in Atlanta who was claiming to be Keith Sweat's son, right? This was probably about 8-ish years ago. And he was doing the same thing. He scammed one of my homegirls. He got, not a lot, but it was like,
Delusional.
I think he got like $500 from her or whatever. But that's what he was out here telling everybody he was Keith Sweat's son, because they did favor each other.
Yeah, the same thing. He favors Jermaine.
See, and that's
That's
where
the spectrum. I
that-
don't think he favors him. I don't
He
think
does.
favors him.
He does.
No, he just
No,
put
he
a
does.
curl in his hair. He don't favor him.
But that's where these people get that, is they'll claim to be related to somebody famous, and people feed into that and become vulnerable. But this guy went on to, like, he started raping women, and now he's incarcerated, thank God. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, he was like a spinoff of this Andre guy.
Well,
There's some
Andre-
sickos out here.
Andre abuses women, their children, like literally horribly. Like he doesn't care if your lights go out, if you have no
Oh, yeah, he don't
car,
care.
nothing. So it's the same thing. But we believe that when he goes to court, because this is public knowledge, so
Yeah.
he went to jail because, man, I was writing the judge, his probation officer. Man, I told that woman, I said, honey, if you do not take this report, I'm coming to Tampa to visit you.
I know that's right.
And she's like, okay, wait a minute here, wait a minute. So
you have to put your foot down.
I put my foot down and talked to her supervisor and her supervisor's supervisor.
Yes.
And guess what? They wrote to the judge and said, we don't want to supervise him anymore. He is a danger to the public.
Yes.
So that's what we're going through now. Plus, he has my... we have a personal vendetta in Richmond soon, so he has to face the judge in Richmond too. So he's cornered. Andre, you're cornered.
Yeah, let's pray that this will be the end of his saga of out here taking advantage of people, because you have to do stuff like what you're doing right now to bring that type of awareness.
Amen. And it makes like. Ask Bone, I smile every day.
I know that's right.
Oh, yeah, she's been completely liberated and happy since then.
Listen, as you should. We should never let anybody steal our joy, ever. And we should not care what other people think. Like, going back to, you said people were like, why did you do this? We can't please everybody.
I know.
One thing about life is we cannot please everybody, nor should we try to.
No.
It has to start with us first. Self-love, self-happiness. Because if we don't have it within here, we can't give it to anybody else.
Self-awareness.
Self-everything.
And guess what? Andre has helped me detach from everything material. So if I don't have a car, if I don't have food, if I don't even have a roof over my head, I'm sure I can survive, because Andre took everything. So I thank him for that. So when God finally blesses me, I'm just going to be me, free.
I know that's right. As you should.
Another thing is, he has thousands of victims out there who have been silenced. I'm trying to get you guys to get your voice. Join me, guys. Join me. Let's do this.
Yes.
Me, you, Bone, everybody. You're helping us out. You're part of the mission.
100%, because I just want people like that to get exposed, because it's not fair. We work hard for every dollar we make, and for someone to come along and take it and not give a damn, it's not right.
Honey, registered nurse, 17 years, breaking my back, working 70, 80 hours a week.
Hard work.
I dare Andre to think he will be walking free after taking my hard-earned money.
Yeah, absolutely.
My family in Africa waiting for me to send them some dollars. I can't, because Andre done took it all. It's over.
Yeah.
No, it's over.
No, facts, absolutely. Bone, let's chat, man. Like,
hey,
you know,
my goal is for her to be able to tell her story. I've been rapping. You know what I mean?
Of course. We got history. We go way back.
So it's just been a blessing for me to be able to use the connections that I have to be able to help her.
I'm so glad you brought her here today too.
To tell her story, because it's and like I said, and like she said, in the beginning of my career, dealing with the manager I had, he put me in a bad situation. So I understand what it's like when people don't have your best interest; they're only thinking about themselves.
Yes.
So and like I said, my engineer, he had told me, he was like, yo, you need to help her. You need to help her. So I jumped out there. I reached out to you. Yeah. I reached out to you. And, the ball has been rolling ever since then. And it's just, it's been liberating for me to see her smile again. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Not to be, you can see that she feels like she's not running on a treadmill anymore.
Absolutely, because that is exactly what happens, and we consume ourselves.
Oh my God. I was consumed with anger.
Yes.
I was so
She was in a
angry.
Facebook group with a bunch of victims, and all they would do was just
go back and forth. I could
bash
feel that
Andre
feeling.
all day. All they would do is just bash Andre all day. Just bash. But it wasn't anything productive as far as
right. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from those situations.
Guess what? And all the victims kind of found me somehow, because I wouldn't shut up on Facebook.
I know that's right.
And now I can talk in a man, I'm about to tell my story everywhere. I was on Facebook, on my Facebook page, screaming. Everybody was finding me. Then I had this group for the victims, all of that. Man, I fired myself from the group. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I need to remove myself, because I could see fear. And see, the surviving Andre says, turning victims into warriors. At some point, you have to transition to be a warrior.
You have to. Absolutely. You have to take a stand.
You have to. And unfortunately, every day you stay a victim, Andre wins.
No, that is facts. Absolutely. And people like him, someone needs to take him down.
I know.
He needs to be incarcerated.
And stay there.
And never see the light of day on the outside of the walls ever again.
Well, his probation officer does not want to supervise him. The state of Florida says he is and I quote, a danger to society.
He's a menace to society. Period.
So we're going to see. He did bond himself out, the infamous Juanita McDonald's. I got my eyes on you, sweetheart.
Is she the 70-year-old?
70-year-old woman. Still bailing him out.
Wow.
So, yeah, she just bailed him out. So he's out till he goes to court October 1st. And I'm praying that the judge is going to say, boom.
Throw the book at him.
Yeah.
And don't let him out.
2046. And even after that, that's not my case. My case, he's going to pay for that.
Yes.
Because how many people can forge a presidential seal and be walking free?
Right. Absolutely. That's federal. That's a federal offense.
You use the president's seal.
Yes, like
talking about he hired you to be the artist for his rallies. Man, cut that.
That's why I'm so shocked that he's still out here walking around. Yes. Like it's insane to me. The justice system.
They failed us.
They failed us on this one. There are times where they do prove that we need them. However, there are certain situations like this where they absolutely failed us, and they failed you.
Well, they have failed me, but I'm hoping that as I put my word out, I give them no choice but to do what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
And that's what I'm doing. I can see progress.
Yeah.
His probation officer told me when I first reached out to her, she said, "This sounds like a movie." I said, "Imagine, but people have lived this.
Yes.
Real life." I said, "Honey, you will do something. I'll be in Florida and I'm going over your head and your supervisor's head." And guess what? I'm very proud of her. She did something.
Good.
She really did. Her supervisor, they all did something.
Yes.
And then getting the Jacksons involved, just the fact that, they said they will do something. I'm praying they do. But just the fact that he knows that the Jackson, you can claim to be Jermaine's son for 20 years. Jermaine won't know,
right?
But people are getting scammed with you guys. I told them, I said, man, he's using your name to try to scam a woman who just lost her daughter.
Man.
This is ridiculous. It's on you guys. You're a great family. Why is this going on you guys?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to make the system work for me.
As you should. Where are people able to check out the documentary?
That would be Bones.
It's on YouTube. Surviving. You can click in Surviving Andre, and then you'll see a big picture of NK telling her story.
What's the name of the YouTube channel?
Surviving Andre.
So the name.
Everything
easy to find.
Everything Surviving Andre. Everything.
How long is the documentary?
20 minutes.
So that's a easy watch, but there's probably a ton of content in there. Yeah. There's a part 2 coming?
Yes. Part 2. We're working on it now.
Part 2.
So part 2 will probably come after, like I said, the legal proceedings in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, because you'll have more to talk about.
Exactly. And then there are other people that have their own stories that just give a full picture of who this guy is. And like Bones said, when Bones started,
we have somebody with us today.
Actually, yeah.
We have another survivor.
An Andre survivor.
Yeah, we have another Andre survivor
over there looking all pretty in her pink.
Yes.
So we're trying to gather as many as we can. As many people as we can to try to get the message out, and we're doing pretty good. We're like 14K right now on the documentary. So
that is amazing.
So people are watching it. You know what I mean?
So look at this camera real quick, and matter of fact, tell them again where they can watch, because we encourage everybody.
Andre. Find it on YouTube, Surviving Andre. Everything Surviving Andre. If you are a victim, please reach out to us on the Surviving Andre page, or you can find us at DeMarcus at survivingandre.org. And we just want to hear your story. We want people to feel the same. I want to give people the same thing that I was able to give NK.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now you can see the confidence and you can hear the voice. Beforehand, it was not like that. So she felt like nobody was listening. Nobody wanted to hear.
Right.
Nobody cared. Now she realized that people will listen, people hear, people care, and every day that she talks, I hear something. I find out something new about Andre. So,
and the thing about taking that stand is we've seen it recently in other situations. We'll use Diddy as an example.
Amen.
It took one young lady to come out and voice what happened between them, and then boom, they all started coming out the woodwork. Because a lot of people, like you said, they're afraid that people won't believe them. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people are silenced, because they're afraid that people won't believe them, and it shouldn't be that way. So you are getting the ball rolling, and now people are going to start coming out of the woodwork, exposing this guy, as they should.
And thank you for giving the opportunity for your platform.
Of course.
To allow this to be, you know what I mean? Most people wouldn't do that. So it's always a two-way street with everything.
No, listen, I'm an advocate for that, because we've all been taken advantage of. Sounds like you have more than most. I've been scammed in the past, and it's like, it's very frustrating, because, you know, like, it makes you feel violated.
Exactly.
It's almost like walking outside and your car has been broken into. You feel super violated, and you're like, what do I do? Is anybody going to believe me? Is anybody going to help me? You have to take a stand, and that's what you're doing.
It's sad, and like I said, I wasn't love scammed, because I call it a love scam, because the women that have fallen victim to him, they truly do care about him.
Yeah.
He gives them this facade like he's a good person. Oh yeah, I was bad before, but no, he has no intentions of changing. But for me, it wasn't, but it literally felt like he had violated my physical body. Even though I've never met this guy, nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't differentiate how he scammed you. I just know that it is pain. It's horrible pain, and it doesn't matter how he violated you. Be strong. Tell your story. Your voice will be heard by you, first of all, and everybody else eventually.
Absolutely. Is there a Surviving Andre Instagram page?
Yes.
And a Facebook page? Everything.
Yeah, Bona's taking care of all of that. And we're new, so we're just starting. So we're just letting this flow. Like I said, we talked about manifesting before you came in. This is going to be big.
Yes.
Because I'm going to bring all his survivors from the woodworks. They're going to all come.
They will.
Yes.
And it takes just that first one to take that step out there like you did, and in a lot of other scenarios. So I commend you for being brave.
Thank you.
You are a warrior. I know that's right. Listen, I love your journey and what you're doing, and putting positivity in the world, because we need that. You have a beautiful smile. She's a vibe. Okay.
All the way.
Definitely.
It is mutual. Thank you.
Of course. Let's just pop your ish real quick. Bone to Mac. He's a super dope artist.
I'm nobody. I'm a guy out here, just, you know what I mean? Like, and I thank NK, because usually when I'm doing music, I don't do podcasts. I just put it out, go do shows. You know, I don't do stuff like this. But with her and being able to do this documentary, I knew that it was going to take, you know, me having to get on podcasts so people could listen and tell the story. So it's been opening up doors for me, and I you know, I thank her all the time, because it gave me a passion that I haven't had since Homegirl. You know, basically for me, like, I usually it's just kind of motions, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of going through the motions, and this is the first time where I have to be like, oh man, let me think, what can I do? Like, because usually I just call you for blogs or something. This time, can you do a press release? Can you you think you can do this? I know you was like, why are you asking me all these things? So, you know what I mean? It was good for me to just step outside of the box and, you know, get out of my comfort zone and do something different.
You're walking your purpose.
I mean, you know, we trying.
No, you are. You are walking your purpose. I truly believe that we're all put on earth for something, for a reason. You know, we all have a purpose.
I tell him, I said, this is my purpose.
Yes.
Because I didn't choose it. And
right.
When I look back from even when I was a child, why did I like John Walsh? So everything, the stage was set to this point. Because if I didn't like John Walsh, then Megan won't be a nobody. You're going to ask me, I'll give you $50 for a hat, but that's about it.
Right.
But again, if it was even 100,000, I'm such a giver that it wouldn't have mattered. I won't be here. I'll be like, don't worry about it. Even if it was 200, God wanted my attention.
Yes.
Period. And he knows I'm listening.
Yes.
I'm listening.
I love it. Thank you for sharing your story and your journey. Outside of the Surviving Andre, pages, where can people follow you and keep up with you if you want them to on social media?
So my page is NK Patriot Hayes. It's just my Facebook page. I have a community I'm very spiritual, so people might like it, might not. I don't really care.
I know that's right.
I mean, listen, I'm just putting out good vibes.
Yes.
But mostly I'm going to be bold enough soon. We'll start podcasts and we're just flowing.
Yeah.
So if they reach out to Bone through Surviving Andre, you're like reaching out to me because I started a Surviving Andre and Bone is a part of it. They can reach out to me. If they want to, they'll find me.
Definitely. Same thing, Bone, where people, if they want to tap in with what you got going on.
Everything Bone to Mac, man. Everything Bone to Mac. It's just, but like I said, I'm still doing music. I still, dropping and stuff, but you know what I mean? I'm doing the podcast too, so it's just open the door.
I'm glad that you're here with me.
Hey, it got me here, so I'm happy. I'm happy.
Definitely. Are we anticipating any new releases coming up musically?
I got a project set to release next week.
Pop your ish. Tell us about it.
Nah, it's nothing. It's just man. It's some old.
Hold on now. He's too humble.
Nah, it's some old songs.
It don't matter, but they're new to the world.
Yeah. Some old songs I never released, and I just decided to drop them next week. You know what I mean?
What's the name of it?
Like I said, Still Ain't No Stopping. I just had decided this year that I was gonna try to drop a project every month. So I'll be digging in the archives and I'll be like, oh, I never dropped that. Okay, cool. Let me go drop that song. Let me go do this. So
because you got a lot in your arsenal, right?
So you just have to be going through it and be like, hey, I promise you, I swear, I was just listening to stuff and I was like, I never put that out. Why did I never put that out? And then I'd be like,
I think that's all artists go through that. They all will have this huge catalog of music, and then 2 years from now they're like, man, that was a great record. Why did I release it?
We see it with Drake. You know what I mean? Like he's dropping 100 gigs, and you know what I mean. You be like, oh, he's just dropping on
right. That's how these artists, after they are no longer with us, when they pass, music's still able to come out. I remember when I was little, I was like, how is their music still coming out and they're dead? I didn't realize that it was pre-recorded. You know what I'm saying? I was little. Now it's like, okay, they have thousands of songs locked down in their vault, ready to be released.
Yeah, and I promise you, I'll just be listening because I said to myself, if something happens and I die, then I would want my music to be out there, and I couldn't trust that somebody would be able to put it out there, so I might as well do it myself.
You might as well do it yourself.
And so that's what this kind of been my mission, and that's just what I've been doing. So
can I ask you a quick sidebar question in regards to being a music artist? You've been doing this for 15-ish years? Long time. There's a lot of artists out here losing their life. We'll say Rich Homie Quan. Long live Rich Homie Quan. He just lost his life, due to a drug overdose, right? That's happening a lot with these artists. For these youngins that are coming in, what would you say to them about that?
Oh, man. Make sure that after you have success that you invest in a therapist. I don't think
I agree.
I don't think that and it's been, in the black community we do this whole thing about going to church. You know what I mean? And I don't think that
church don't cut it all the time.
Well, they're just not professionally trained to deal with all of the psychological
mental health stuff,
things that go on, and to give you the proper advice to make the steps. And one of the things that I benefited from is after everything kind of went sideways for me, I was able to go back to school, and at my school they offered therapy, so I was able to go to therapy, and then I developed a love for it to where I'm not ashamed to go to therapy and talk about going to therapy and suggesting therapy to people. So but before then I didn't know anybody that went to therapy. I had this incident where I actually shot somebody when I was 7, and I had to go to talk to a child therapist one time. But
because it's traumatic.
Other than that, I've never had to talk to a therapist, but going in there talking to them. So I think if you even when you're dealing with success, because you'll have success and you don't understand why you start thinking people around you are acting different, and success affects everybody.
And it affects them differently.
Failure success and failure affects everybody in your family. If you go to jail, it affects everybody.
Yes, correct.
So if you go win $1 million, it affects everybody the same way.
It trickles down.
So you have to And a lot of times, you know, we're normal people. We go through our lives. We have dreams. We have aspirations.
Yeah.
But we want to accomplish them. We don't know what happens to do after we accomplish them.
Right.
And you know, you might not find that out, but at least you'll know how to deal with yourself if you have a therapist. And that's always the best thing, is to be able to not drive yourself crazy. And some people deal with things differently. You know, drugs, food, sex, whatever. But when you can have somebody to talk you through those things, you don't turn to the access.
Keeps you grounded, kind of.
That is facts. It absolutely keeps you grounded. And thank you for being so transparent, because I'm a huge advocate for mental health. I feel like everybody at some point in time needs to experience some sort of therapy. And if anybody tries to tear that down, it's because they're a coward. They don't want to admit to the fact that maybe they have some traumas.
And I mean, you can, and it's okay to be afraid to that, you know, because that's what trauma is. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes you just have to
put that pride to the side
and just talk about it. It was hard for me, you know what I mean, to say these things, but you know, and that's why it's good to talk to somebody that's a therapist and that's non-biased,
it's professional, it's unbiased.
Because when you talk to your family and then you know, I mean, my uncle gave me, he was the hardest nigga in the world on me,
giving you all kinds of advice.
Well, you should have did this. You should have gave me the money. You really gonna do that? You know?
And that's real quickly. That's absolutely right. That's what a therapist. They're there to listen.
Yes.
They're not there to scold you or judge you. None of that. And I think that's the big misconception. So I'm glad you cleared that up, because I have a good friend of mine. She's in therapy right now, and she said that he's just there to listen to her, and it makes her feel good, because we all need someone to vent to, right?
And it's more. And it's bigger than just venting. It's about being able to state how you feel, and somebody to direct you through those feelings. Opposed to if we're friends and you telling me, oh, I'm pissed about this, then I'm inclined to just kind of agree with you. You know what I mean? Like, we should be pissed about this. This is fucked up. You know what I mean? But a therapist is like, okay, I understand your point of view, but what about this? And then when you can look at different things from these angles and these different views, then you can see things differently, and you can be like, okay.
It's literally like it's safe space.
I was just,
you.
You just took the exact words out of my mouth. I was about to say it's a safe space, and we all need that.
And then you're listening to yourself for the first time. You have a safe space to listen to yourself, and you actually need to be able to navigate those issues yourself. So, like
so powerful.
You go to church. Okay, the pastor is your dad's best friend from years ago. He's literally an extension of what your dad would say to you.
Exactly. You don't need that. 100%. Thank you, Bone, for being so transparent and sharing that.
You know, it's been a journey for me, but like I said, you know, even, you know, from the time that, you know, when I was in Hollywood and I met Bigger to now, you know what I mean? It's always going to be ups and downs in life. You know what I mean? You're going to have high points like that. Like for me, that was like a super high point, to where like I can remember like my heart pumping. I was happy. I was, you know what I mean? And then I can give you a bunch of super low points. So, you know,
we're human. We go through stuff.
And it's okay to talk to somebody about it.
Facts. Everywhere Bone the Mac, because people can follow you. Keep
everywhere Bone the Mac. Everything Bone the Mac.
Who do you want to give thanks to for supporting you through your journey? Because it's important we do that.
Oh man, I don't know. I really don't want to do that, but I mean, we should do that.
You can be general and say just thank you to everybody who's been supporting me.
When I've been, you know, I look at the thank yous, and then, you know, I run down the line, and then I get real angry when I start thinking about stuff like that. Like,
understood.
So I have to keep that at a very, very.
I get it. Trust me. That's why I said you can keep it. The people who have done right by him.
I've been arguing with my friend and the guy that made Homegirl like the past 2 weeks. We got over it. We got past it. Of course,
that's what friends do.
You know what I mean? We've been arguing like the past 2 weeks, and then even more. And so and those experiences were traumatic for me. So just bringing back, and when I just think about like.
I get it.
It'll just be something that happened one day, and I'll just get so mad, and I'll just be like,
listen, because I'm very much an overthinker. I sabotage myself sometimes.
I have to sleep with the TV on, because if I don't sleep with the TV on, then I won't be able to sleep.
Man, I gotta take my gummies at night. That's what puts me to sleep.
It'd be a million thoughts. If I don't sleep with the TV on, then it'll be like, I should go do this.
Yeah,
I need to go do this.
I'm the same way.
Why didn't I do this?
Overthinker.
You know this happened. You know they said this.
I could have done this better.
Or to be like, she said this and I didn't even fucking notice it when she said it. Now I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Right. And that's where I think that's where it festers the most, is when we're laying in bed at night
and it's quiet.
And it's quiet. Yes, our mind is racing.
I can't do quiet. The TV got to be on. Something.
See, I can't do the TV because I like it pitch black. But I have a big fan in my room that's pretty loud, so it's that noise that's calming to me. It's kind of, I guess they call it white noise or whatever.
White noise.
Yeah. Anybody that you want to thank for supporting you on your journey?
Yeah. First of all, just I want to thank myself.
There you go.
My higher self. I thank God too, and my family, they were not supportive at all at first, but now they have really rallied around me and just let me fly and be myself. So shout out to my family, my kids. They have been awesome. Also the victims.
Yeah.
A few of the victims have been like letting me know how my bravery has helped them even to deal with all the difficulties. You know, we have years we'll have to go through recovering, especially financially.
Yes.
But we have supported each other. So I'm going to give a shout out to Angie, my friend. She's sitting here with us. She's also
pretty and pink.
Go ahead, Angie. Angie has been a huge support. We've become like sisters.
I love it.
And she comes she was there when I was having my court case with him. She drove all the way here from South Carolina.
That's beautiful.
So we're just, we are having fun we have turned this into beautiful flowers.
Yes.
So I want to thank her. I want to thank Mindy. Mindy is the first lady who actually came on Facebook on my birthday. I really feel like God had to get me to start this journey, because I actually said a prayer. I said, Lord, is Andre stealing my money? March 11th, 2022, my birthday. Father, please release me from this pain.
Yeah.
And it literally happened. So I'm going to thank Mindy. She just moved to Florida.
Okay.
And she'll be watching. And I want to thank Bone.
Yeah.
Bone is awesome.
Nobody.
He always says
This
he's
guy
nobody,
over
but
here.
Hey, man.
Bone has literally opened doors that it didn't matter if I had $1 million, $2 million, I wouldn't have been able to find a way to tell my story. There are no coincidences in life.
I believe it. Well, thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you so much
I want to thank you too. Your energy is absolutely. Let me tell you, you're like my third podcast. Like I said, Bona and I have put a tall goal that we will go to every state.
As you should.
And man, I feel like I'm at home.
Oh, if you want to stay and hang out, move in. I don't care, because I love your energy too.
Trust me, I thought I'll be frozen. No, if you let me, I'll keep talking. So thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
I appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you guys, everybody that tuned in. But we up out of here, y'all.
Yes, thank you.